In Korea, debate teaching in English is very unfamiliar. Most of the Korean English teachers, last 50 years long, they have been teaching English only, focus on grammar, reading structure, and the choice question in the testing, English testing. Not familiar, strange. Because most of the English teachers before, long years ago, they don't know how to teach debate English. Even the professors in Korea, they don't study, have not studied and developed a new way of teaching English. They cannot use this debate learning, teaching skill. So, I've already mentioned about that. Even they will learn English 10 years more, they cannot make us speak fluently. They cannot make a persuasive speech. If you learn like this English debate, you can speak critically, logically, and persuasively. Then the students learn from you, they are very smart. They can enter any university after they learn like this teaching method. Okay, before I make an example, take an example of debate teaching, I'd like to talk about and discuss with you what's debate and why debate. Okay, step by step, I will explain. Debate, a kind of argument, but they have a rule and a structure. What's debate? The debate is argument. But if you teach debate to the students, you have to know what's debate. Debate is a kind of argument. In other words, a solution. Students' own opinion. And if you debate competition, after teaching every subject of debate, you have to construct, you have to make a divided two teams. One team you call affirmative teams against the for the topic. Negative teams against for the topic, not against, for the topic. Divided two teams, affirmative and negative teams. In other words, pros and cons teams, pros and affirmative, cons and negative teams. And then structure. Structure means they have rules. The first step, opening statement, and opinion, reason, and evidence, and closing statement like that. Rules means if you attend the debate competition, every debater has a limited time to speak in his position. For example, the principal of these schools, from today, all the students of this school must stop smoking in the classroom. He declared to you, including the principal. Then, in this case, why do you declare like these rules? Must stop smoking in this class. Then he must have the reason, strong reason, and then solid evidence to support that speech. So, all the students must stop smoking in this classroom. In this case, he must support that opinion. The reason, smoking itself is hazardous for our health. If you continue to smoke it for your life, you make a short your life. Under the 40 years old, you will die nicotine in smoking causes cancer. So we live longer than other students. So you must, but if his principles or rules, you don't smoke in the classroom, they have to support with solid evidence. Evidence consists of 4 criteria, 4 components. First, for example. Second, explanation. Third, expert opinion. First, statistic. With 4 criteria, you have to support your opinion, not to fall down. For example, principal's opinion. From today, all the students, including the teachers, must stop smoking in the classroom. In this case, he must have a reason, strong reason, not to fall down. His opinion. For example, the reason, smoking is hazardous for our health. Smoking make your life shorter. Very short. What's the evidence? Can you tell me? You ask the principal. Why do you say it like that? You can ask your principal. Why do we have to stop smoking in the classroom? And he proposed assert solid evidence. For example, okay, he must mention like that. According to famous medical doctor in California State University in America, he says in his thesis, the death rate of smoking people 47% is higher than non-smoker. This is the fact. He has solid evidence like that. Death rate of smoking people, it is 45% higher than non-smoker. Will you smoke or not? This idea is, this is the how to teach it to be English student. Must have critical thinking, logical thinking. You can develop your students logical thinking and critical thinking. This is very important. So debate means argument must have 2 teams with a structure, rules. Rules means every debater attend the debate competition, have a limit time to speak. But the limit times difference who organized the debate structure. Yeah. And in other words, debate is an argument. Argument is a discussion where 2 people disagree about something, and they try to persuade each other of their point of view. In debate, the topic of an argument is called resolution. In other words, with topic in Korea, most of the Asian countries students, they say one topic. In debate, you teach in debate teaching, you have to say resolution instead of topic. Or most American, maybe including the British people, they say motion. Topic, in another word, motion or resolution, or most of the Asian countries, they topic. They say topic, okay? Between 2 teams. One team argues for the resolution, argues against the, not agree the topic. They are called the oppositive team. In other words, pro teams. And the other team argues for against the resolution. They are called negative teams. In other words, pro teams and con teams. Okay? With the structure, Structure means you must, if you teach English debate in your classroom, you have to at first divide two teams, pros and cons, affirmative team and negative teams. The structure of this debate, you must divide the group study if you teach debate learning. A team, opening statement, rebuttal, and closing. This is the structure. The same negative team, affirmative team, the same structure we have. And the rules means opening statements, rebuttal, and the closing statements have limit time. The constitution, each debater has a limit time to speak. This is different. Which format do you use in debate competition? Teams may not attack, very important. Teams may not attack each other on personal level. When you hold a debate competition in your class after teaching topic, you have to hold mini debate contest in your class. You can do it. Then you have to ask the students, if we attack the other teams, you cannot attack the topic itself, and the person himself. You attack the topic itself. You have to teach them. This is very important. Not attack each other on personal level. Okay? Just attack the topic itself, the controversial topic about. And the main factor on debate, like this, comparing the house structure, like this, similar. Opinion in a debate, just like the roof of a house. Opinion needs strong reason, just as the roof needs a strong pillar and walls. But the opinion must be clearly explained and be supported with long reasons. Without reasons, the opinion cannot stand strongly, will fall down soon. So, if you propose as a topic of the debate teachings, the topic itself must be controversial, not fact. Understand? Not fact, just controversial. Just before I mentioned, all students must stop smoking in the classroom. Why? Divided two teams and the group study. Okay, one teams and affirmative team. The other teams, the negative teams, or the cons teams against the proposal, against the topic. I don't think so. If we study hard, preparing for the final test, they study hard. They stay up all night. Even cannot sleep even 1 minute. Very tired. Then, if you are an adult man, they smoke and be refresh for yourself. Yeah, most of them wider than like that. Okay. So comparing the structure of the house, the topic of the English debate, this is just like roof in the house. Dogs make the best pet, like that. And what's the reason then? Reason. Strong reason. Yeah. Strong reason are like the pillars and the walls of the house, like this. Okay? Walls, pillar. This is the reason, strong reason. If this pillar and the walls are not strong, this topic, dogs makes the bankrupt. They fall down. Not to fall down this heavy roof, you must have a pillar, strong pillar and walls. In debate, strong reason, not to fall down your assertion. Okay? So, pillars and walls mean strong reason. Okay? Just like if this pillar and walls supports the heavy roof, they must be strong. Just like in debating, your opinion, most all the students must stop smoking in the classroom. If you don't want the topic for down, must have strong reason. Strong reasons means smoking is hazardous for our health. This is the similar words. Yeah. Main factor of debate. Solid evidence can be formed of explanation, example, established data, or opinions of expert in the field. This part is the piece. If pillar and word, just like the region, to support the heaviest group, they must have the solid evidence. Solid evidence means explanation, example, statistic, data, or expert opinion, like that. Then the whole heavy house supported from the base. And the main factor of debate, what's the main factor? It's very important. We have learned that a good debate requires good opinion, strong reason, and solid evidence. These are the main factors of debating teachings. In summary, good debate needs a strong reason to support the opinion, must be explained clearly, so the students, most students understand. Strong reason must have a solid support to stand strong and support opinion. This is the main factors in teaching debate in the classroom. And then, what's the main point of it? In conclusion, like that. Very important in teaching debate English. Remember your audience. When you deliver your assertion, when you hold a debate competition, after finishing one topic in the classroom, organize the information, communicate with the body language sometimes, deliver your message, and prepare thoroughly. This is the prepare for the debate learning or competition. And you must know that what's the difference between debate and discussion? Debate and discussion. Like this. Debate, discussion, the difference. Debate is a formal, this is informal. Have a structure, not structure. In discussion. In debate, two teams, no teams. Everybody can attend that society, that group. And rules in debate, but no rules in discussion. In debate, trying to find a better solution through argument, very important. But in discussion, trying to prove who is right. In debate, make an end through a debate competition. Winner and loser, we can judge. But in discussion, make an end with a vote and final. And debate, constructive structure they have. Before I have mentioned opening statement, rebuttal, and closing statements. But they don't. No constructive structure. This is a big difference between debate and discussion. Okay? And why debate? Very important. Why do we have to change the teaching method, normal English teaching, into debate teaching, learning like that? We can develop the following 8 skills through debate teaching education, debating education. First, if we teach English debate in the classroom to the students, they can learn how to organize opinions in orderly. If your students could persuasive speaker, they have to read much more material, reading material. In the reading material, we say, in other words, the general statements. In the general statements, they have many information they have to get it to be a good speaker in debate. Second, develop critical thinking, very, very important debate. Third, develop logical thinking. These are main factors, critical and logical thinking. If we teach English debate in the classroom, they develop their critical thinking, logical thinking for themselves from you. And so we have to change the teaching method like that. And first, to learn how to communicate. Most of Korean students, including the Asian students, they learn just from one teachers. They spend the whole 50 minutes in an hour. Monotony teaching. Only teachers come out and stand here. Only teachers organize, teachers teaching only. There's no chance, no opportunity to presentation from the students. Students, they're quiet. Teachers don't give the opportunity to the students to give up their presentation, their assertion, their opinion. Just teaching itself, not talking. So they cannot have any opportunity to make a presentation of their opinion. First, to learn how to write an essay. We teach them in Korea how to teach a write essay, but a little bit, not perfect. The 1/5 of the learning, but a little bit of part in the whole English teaching hours. So even they major English language and literature in college, they cannot write essay perfectly. They cannot communicate effectively with the foreign students. And fifth, debate can make students acquire grammar. We divided it in detail in English teaching hours. The first hour is the grammar, second hour is the reading, third hours and...
You're shining the laser in my eye, please stop. The laser was on.
Like that? Yeah. And this is the debate can make students acquire grammar. You need not teach separately grammar and reading, pronunciation, talking like that. Altogether, we can teach if we teaching with debate learning. Okay. Seventh, to learn language commanding skill. They can develop themselves from learning English debate. The last, to learn how to respond to criticism quickly when they have a debate competition. If they are attacked from the other positions, they can attack right there. Now, 7 debating skills in presentation, very important in teaching debate. The first, if you teach debate, English debate in the classroom, they can learn like this. Develop fluency in speaking, express opinion professionally, enhance listening skill, develop research techniques, utilize information to support and refute opinions, promote teamwork and social skills, and develop strategies to participate in debate. These 7 different language skills they can get. They can make themselves with these 7 debate skills. Very important. You must remember. And this is very important. 3 shapes of opinion. If you suggest a topic in the English debate classroom, you have to be careful. We divide the 3 parts of your opinion. First, there are examples for opinion of the 3 main types: value, polish, and fact. The most of fact cannot be a topic in debate teaching, debate competition. Just 2, value and opinion of value, opinion of polish, it can be a topic in debate classroom. For example, if cats make better pet than dogs, or math is more important than English, soccer is more exciting than baseball, city life is better than country life. This is the opinion of value. Yeah. We divided one of the part of the opinion. The second opinion of the part is like that. The government should raise taxes. Students should not have to wear uniform at schools. But if we declare this topic in the classroom, if we teach the debate English, they have to divide. They have to be divided into two groups. The affirmative team, negative teams. They have different kind of opinion. This assert. Another example, this company should hire more women. Why? They expect. This is controversial topics in the debate. This is the fact. UFOs have already visited Earth. Eating fast food will make you fat. The desert of the world are getting larger every day, every year, maybe. This is not profitable, the topic of the debate. The fact cannot be a topic of the debate teaching. Must this the opinion of value, opinion of policy? This is a good topic for the debate teaching. Another, 3 different types of religions. Just we have mentioned so 3 different kind of opinion, but now 3 different types of religion we have, like that. Each of the files below contains different language patterns for comparison, contrast, cause and effect. Study the 3 files below, like that. Okay, for example, what is comparison? Cats are cleaner than dogs. Cats are more intelligent than dogs. Cats are not as expensive as dogs. Cats see better than dogs. Dogs have more fleas than cats. That is a good example of comparison. If you express your opinion about the visions, okay? Then second, contrast. Like that example, cats catch mice, dogs don't. This is the one of the good examples. And the cats are clean, but dogs aren't. Cats can take care of themselves, but dogs can't. Cats don't bother your neighbors, dogs do. Cats will leave you alone, dogs don't. Dogs always follow you, always accompany with you. So, and the next cause and effect example. If the government raises taxes, then all the roads can be repaired. If the government doesn't raise taxes, all the roads cannot be repaired. Smoking causes cancer. Cancer is caused by smoking. If smoking causes cancer, people shouldn't smoke. If cancer is caused by smoking, you should stop smoking. This is a good example, cause and effect. If you teach it, you study much more about that. You can get much more examples like that. Okay? 9, support for your religions with full evidence. How to support your religion? You must support strongly, not to fall down. Like this. Evidence consists of 4 factors like that. Example, common sense, statistic, expert opinion. With these 4 factors, you have to support your opinion, not to fall down, including the opinion. Okay? Example, if you make a speech in the debate competition, you have to say like that. For example, if you make an example. For example, or for instance, let me give an example. You have to say like that, then and say like that. Whenever I go to a restaurant or a bar, and there are people smoking near me, I feel that in this case, I am breathing their smoke. This made me smoke, even though I don't want to be smoker like that. And second, common sense means, if you take an example, common sense like that, everyone knows, or If then on each common knowledge that like this, you have to begin like that. And then actually, secondhand smoke is very unhealthy for non-smokers, for example. And the statistics, if you take its statistics like that, secondhand smoke causes about 250,000 respiratory infections in infants and children every year, resulting in about 15,000 hospitalizations each year, right there. Last, expropriation means like that. You have to begin, according to what to quote the book says. And actually like that. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, secondhand smoke causes approximately 3,000 lung cancer deaths in non-smokers each year. For example, you can make it. First steps of the very, very important if we teach English today. For example, resolution. Kimchi is better than pizza. You can make example as a topic. This is another right. So right. The first step, they say, state argument that you are about to refute so that the judge can follow easily. Take notes during your opponent's speech, so you will be clear about what it argues. The other team said, smoking is harmful for non-smoking. Actually, you can say like that in debating. The second step. But I disagree. In the opposite teams like that, they can say, or they may be true, but I don't think so. You can say yours, you can assert your opinion. They may be true, but I think that if non-smokers want to avoid the cigarette smoke, they can work away from it. Last, the third step, because non-smokers should look out for their own health, not my task, your task like that. And last step, therefore, conclusion, therefore, it is not the responsibility of smokers to protect non-smokers like that. This is a good example when you attack the other teams. Now, it is another important. In teaching a debate English, you have to explain what side approached. A signpost means key point word in the topic. Very important. You must pick up the main keyword of this topic. For example, cost, color, excitement. This is one of the signposts. Why do have to make a signpost? The main point of the topics, for example, like this, show region and support. With the region support to support your opinion, like that. Cycle tickets are much cheaper than baseball ticket. In this city, the price of a ticket to a baseball team, under mistake, game, not team, game is about 3 times higher than the price of a ticket to a soccer game. Okay? This is a good example. This is the signpost in this case. The main point, the signpost means. And in this case, signpost 2, color. Soccer uniforms are much more colorful than baseball uniforms. The New York Yankees, for example, have one of the most boring uniforms in the world. And this is, in this case, the color. And the excitement, signpost excitement. Soccer is much exciting than baseball. In baseball, 90% of the time, the players are just standing around the waiting. Soccer has action all the times. Yeah. And next, simplicity, the simple. For example, this is the signpost for this. The soccer is much easier than baseball. Baseball rules take hours to explain, and you need a bat, gloves, and baseball diamond to play. Soccer rules are easy, and all you need is a soccer ball and a field. Very simple. Yeah. So one will say means of this explanation. This is signpost. The core words means the signpost. Okay. And then, if you hold a debate competition, the different kind of the format of debating competitions like that, most of it in America, they adjusted 2-2 or 3-on-2 format. Yeah. First, 1-on-1 debate format means Lincoln-Douglas debate. They call it Lincoln-Douglas debate, 1-on-1 debate format. Okay. This format is used in America. Is it right? Okay. And next, you can read it. I will display it already. Okay, in printer. The Polish debate means a 2-on-2 format. Polish debate is a 2-on-2 format. Students and the partner compete against the other teams of 2 students at the tournament. Teams of 2 students competing against one another. Okay, number 3, parliamentary debate means 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 debate formats. You can use anything. Who decided organize of the debate? Okay, if you are a teacher of this classroom, and then first you divided 2 groups, pros and cons. Then what kind of debate you can adjust? This is the teacher decided among these different kind of debate format. Okay. Now on the public format, the 2-on-2 format. The format is similar to Polish in that cases are written and the topics have more of the practical policy making than the philosophical issues that ended to be discussed in LD. LD means Lincoln Douglas. Okay. Among these different kind of for debate formats, you can use freely. Okay, organizer decided which format, adjust it. Okay. Maybe last of this my lecture. The process of teaching debate. Generally speaking, at first step, you have to brainstorm. At the first step to teach debate with one topic. Brainstorm means topic, for example. Most of dogs are cute, I think. You have to declare at the first step in teaching debate. For example, babies are cute, but some students agree or the other students don't agree with that motion or the topic. In this case, topic and including must include the cute baby with the picture, suggest a picture, and as soon as they see the cute baby or dog, they come up to new word. There's no pictures about the cute baby or dogs. They can say, if they watch the picture as soon as they can say like this, the baby is cute, or loyal, pretty, the smell bad, noisy, cry. Many new words come up to your idea. You can say that this is the brainstorm. Concerning the topic or the picture. Brainstorm keyword. Brainstorm key sentence description. I will explain detail next hours that we did practical topic and the pictures. And then express means, express opinions. Let students express their opinion and reasons. Opinion, reason. if you listen, you have to read these two steps for primary school, first grade, third grade in primary school. And opinion, reason, and evidence, with these three factors, you can teach the 4, 5, 6 grade in primary school to middle school students. Above that, from high school to the college students, you can teach opinion, reason, evidence, and conclusion. Or argument, opinion means reason, evidence, conclusion, and rebuttal. With the rebuttal, you can adjust the debate competition. You can hold these factors. Okay, if you finish whole process of teaching debate with your own topic in the classroom, you can hold a finished debate or mock debate. Finished debate means there's no opening statements, no closing statements, just attack the opposite side. Okay? Mock debate means originally regular debate competition. The first debater declared like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to debate about dogs make the best pet like that. We have 3 opponent good point. For example, cute. For example, for the topic, in this case of a cute dog, cute and loyal, friendly. This is the affirmative team's good point. But in the negative teams, they can say like that. Oh, if they imagine the dog, they think about, as soon as they think of the wild dog, okay, biting dog, barking, noisy, and sometimes biting people like that. The bad point, you can come up your mind, and then you can say around the pictures. Then this is one of the brainstorming teaching. Okay, how to start the debate? First, you have to suggest your opinion. Okay, opinion and the signpost. You mean the signpost, the keyword of the topic, and then reason, evidence, conclusion, rebuttal. This is the main factors in teaching debate. The process of teaching, you have to touch with them. Okay, I'll take an example. Moms are the best at practical topic. Moms are the best at practical. Do you agree with me? Some students agree or some students disagree. It's a controversial topic in today's teaching. Controversial, much of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll suggest like that. Okay. Describe what you see at first step. As the pictures suggest like that, how about these things? How about these things? 2 pictures like that. The topic of this, moms are best parent. We showed 2 pictures like that. Compare it. And for example, I can describe like this. The mother is hugging her daughter. They look very happy. The father is playing football with his son. The father looks very strong, and the kid is having fun. This is example describing. But now, why don't you give the opportunity to student itself to express like that? They can describe it with a short sentence, not long sentence. That's good. Yeah. This is the example brainstorming. As you can see that these pictures, you can come up around concerning these pictures, or general, hard, cool, mom, weak, scold, strict. All kind of new key words come up to your mind. Then you can say like that. Around these pictures, You make this blank like that. Why don't you ask your students, what kind of core new keywords, as soon as you see these pictures, they can say, they can pick out the many more new keywords than English teachers. You train them, you do like this, at the brainstorm teaching step. And next, okay, make a sentence with keywords. After that, general, could, weak, scold, straight. This is the core words of the topic. Then you have to practice that from the student. Let the students make the sentence using this signpost, not like keywords. He is gentle and kind. Using these new words, my mom is every morning wake. Using these words, we should help old and weak people. Scold, using this word, she was scolding for not doing homework. Strict, the rules are too strict. You can make a sentence as an example. But next time, with the new another words, let the students make a sentence like that. Train them like this. And discuss the topic after that. Why is your mom special? For example, she always cheers me up when I'm depressed. What do you like to do with your dad? I like to play football with my dad. Do your parents have a job? My father is very smart businessman, like that. You can ask another questions below part and ask the students and give them homework. They can answer the questions. Next 2 hours, you can ask the students one by one. Okay? Make another new question. They can answer. Okay? Now discuss together information about the topic. They have to read it and understand it. If they don't understand, you have to explain detail within this general statement. Reading part. In the reading part has many information for the topic. So must to read aloud. Before let the students read this general reading, you must decide aloud to understand with exact pronunciation. Okay? With the correct intonation. You have to read them as a model reading. Like this. Parents are very important people. They take care of us by making us food, helping us with our homework. They love us all the times. Some parents go to work, but other parents stay at home. We rely to our parents' help and love everything. What do your parents do for you? Example, reading part. The students can get information. Reading good information, they can answer the questions like this. Okay? This is the explanation. Rely. This means to trust someone to do something. Sometimes if you need another words, pick up and like this, explain. What does it mean? Homework like that. You can make an example. Okay. Next. For example, ask the question. You give the homework the former day. The next day, you can ask the answers from the students. Okay. For example, how are parents important to children? They can answer. They can take care of us by making us food and helping us. The next question, what do we need our parents to help us with? Then we need our parents to help to do homework and housework. Third, what can we do without our parents? They can say, we can clean our rooms and do the dishes. You can make the other question like this. 3, 4, 5, 6. Give the homework the former day. They can write at home as a homework. Okay. Okay. This part, start the debate. Real start. After teaching like that, resolution, moms are the best parent. This is a topic. we can say this motion or resolution. In other words, do you agree with the resolution? As the students, you have to give the students home. They can prepare at home. Prepare for the questions. They prepare like this. Study, develop it. Yeah, like this. If you are a affirmative team, they can say, yes, I agree, because 1, 2, 3. Most of them, the students, they give them you have to take 3 more reasons for the topic as an affirmative team or negative team. Say, from the strongest example, reason to the weakest example, you choose it after that. Randomly, they can make a reason, but at last, why don't you make arrange the most strongest reason first? Moms are care. Moms cook and clean for us every day. Moms kindly take care of children when they are sick like that. This is the most strongest reason. 1, 2, 3. Choose among the 7 or 5 main reasons. This is negative teams. No, we disagree because that can help us lift heavy things. Mom cannot help. That can teach sports. Mom can, but dad can. Dad work hard to raise their family. This is in the negative terms, they can say like that. As a reason. From the first strongest reason, 1, 2, 3, like that. And then, next. This is a student's homework. Okay? You have to take an example. I already filled in the blank, but this is an example for the students' task. Not you did not make this blank. Give the students for the next day, next classroom. Okay? Okay, next. Okay, this is the real start of teaching debate. When you hold a debate competition like that. It's first opinion, vision, support. Support means, in other words, evidence. Support means the same the evidence. Evidence consists of 4 different kinds of factors. First, example. Second, explanation. Third, expert opinion. First, statistic. Okay? And rebuttal. Rebuttal means attack, the opposite side. If we are affirmative teams, in debating, you have to attack the other teams with a strong reason and evidence. Are moms the best parent? You have to change it like that. Not declare sentence. Question sentence, you have to write that. In the blackboard, write that. And then they have to prepare for the homework at home. Why don't you pick out one by one the students? If you are affirmative teams, yes, I agree. Mom, because moms are them. For example, support means example. Support, in the support, there are 4 different kinds of example. Factors, example, explanation, statistic, and expert opinion like that. Statistic. Most moms love to give hugs and kisses. This is example. This is the general. Means moms love to give hugs and kisses. Liberal, the opposite side of attack. With this, like this. But it differs with the personality of the mothers. So mother not kiss, not her. Yeah. Very cold. Okay. If you are negative side, no, I disagree. That can help us lift heavy things. Example, usually men are stronger than women or women. In the opposite side, they attack like this. But there are men that are weaker than women like that. Yeah, very interesting. And then show them the example of affirmative and negative side. Then this part, give the homework. The next day, you can check it. Okay? Next. Okay. Example 3. Example 3. Are moms the best parent in this case? In the affirmative teams as like that. Yes, I agree. Moms take care of their children when they are sick. Example, for example, moms stay with their sick children and make porridges for them in the attack, the opposite side, like this. However, fathers also worry about their children and take care of the children. They can say. In the opposite side, if we are negative teams, we can say like that. No, I disagree. That's work hard to raise their family. For example, that's work all day to learn money and make a living. In this case, the affirmative team attack like that. This is a revolver. Some mothers also have a job. Also, some fathers work hard to do housework like that. Very interesting. You can say, you can teach like that to students. If we teach like this, they are very smart. After you teaching like this English debate, if they go to the America or the England, they can continue to study there. But if you they don't learn how to debate, how to attack, how to make their assertion and opinion, they cannot do it like that. Okay? This is the free discussion time. You give the free discussion time. After learning like these steps, you can give the time like that. Do you agree that moms are the best parent? In this case, do you agree the topic? Why? Why not? Talk about it with your own ideas and visions. Like this, they can see. Before they express like this discussion part, you have to show the example, okay? In this case, you can read it. Moms are the best parent because moms are parent. My mom loves to give hugs and kisses. These are affirmative teams, the first debater. The second debater, the negative teams. I disagree. That's a better parent because dad can have children lift heavy things. Because the men are usually stronger than women. In this case, he attacked them. Okay? The second debater in the affirmative teams. Some mothers are jobs and work all day. I agree with the topic. Moms cook and clean our room for us. In the case, he attacked like that. But working moms are not able to cook and clean for the children. Open idea. That's the best parent because they can teach us sports. First debate, second debate. Third debate, first debate. From this position, not here, directly go down. Okay? These are 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 3 format of debating. But if we have a 2, 1, 2 format, if you choose the 2, 1, 2 format, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the first debate, the last debate, the conclusion, bigger conclusion, okay? Yeah, this is the format. You can choose it. Okay, the last debate this, not this. Of the negative team, the second debater, and after that, this, the third debate, the negative debate. That's worry about taking care of their children too. I agree with the topic because that's hard to raise their family. They make living. Negative teams, the last debate. But how the process of the debating competition? This is the last debate of affirmative teams. This is the last speaker, last debater. For example, I don't think so. Some that don't like sports. I believe the moms or bad parents that's because they stay with their sick children and make porridge for them like this. After that, you give them homework. Why don't you write essay like this? Okay? Next time, you check it. Next hour. Free discussion, model. After show them and then give the homework. Like this. And in the conclusion, graduation moms are the best parents. Affirmative team. In this, if you are affirmative teams, I strongly believe that moms are the best parents. The main reason that moms are general. They cook, clean our room for us. And they take care of children when they are very sick. This is the conclusion. If we are negative teams, last speaker, like that, you make a conclusion. I strongly disagree with the topic. The first reason is dads can help children lift heavy things. Second, dads can teach sports. Third, dads work hard to raise their family. This is the conclusion. This is the end of the one topics. Can you do it? I brought example books. I have written and developed 40 different kinds of texts from the kindergarten children to the high school students. I brought an example over there. When you finish up, when you finish this matter, you can see what different kind of debate I developed. Last 15 years long. In Korea, I trained the English teacher, whole English teacher in Korea, from primary school teachers to the high school students. They must take my training of English teaching. It's debate. From the public school teachers to the private school teachers in Korea. Last 15 years long, I trained English teachers all through the countries. Okay, example 2. How many times? Can I finish my lecture? Oh. Just I read it because I will explain detail before, okay? Then another topic, for example, computer games are meant for children's mind. The first step, brainstorm, okay? Brainstorm. As soon as you see this picture at the top, you can think out, okay? Dual, teamwork, learning, computer, concentration, violence, isolation, value. This is concerning this game, computer games. As soon as you think about the computer games, you come up to a new word like this around this computer. And the second step, teaching, extension codes. Write down the extending path, creation sentence like that. Affirmative, violent, movie, isolated island, wrong value. This is the good point about the topic. The children should not watch violence. Using these new words, you have to make a sensible sentence. For example, for the students, before the teacher, real teacher discussion like that, before that. And using these words, you can use, so you can make a sentence. No one lives in the isolation, that means isolated. A wrong value like that. Video games can teach wrong value. If you have negative tips like that, good teamwork, learn English. Using these words, you can make a sentence like that. A team requires good teamwork. Learn English. The newspaper is full of the information. No, this is wrong. We can learn English in this foreign international school. This is the wrong example. This is the concept. We can not concentrate on learning if we enjoy watching computer games. Okay, you can example. Okay, in this case, understanding point. Is computer games harmful? Understand? Do you agree with it or not? If you agree with the topic, you can say, as a pro teams, yes, computer game is harmful because children can become violent and isolated, and lastly, the game can teach wrong values. If you are negative teams, you can say like, no, computer game is not harmful because it improves teamwork and concentration. Help learn English easily. Okay. After that, develop a logical opinion needs strong. The next step, fifth, Logical appeal needs some strong reasons not to fall down your opinion. You train them, the students, with this, like this. The degree of pro teams. Do you agree that topics? Computer games are bad for children's mind. You can say, yes, computer games are bad for the children's mind. Because, 1, 2, 3, you have to train with this style, train, format. So, reason 1, children can become violent. Second reason, children who play computer games can be isolated from family and friends. They spend much more time only focus on the computer games. Reason 3, computer games can teach wrong values. This is an example if we are voting teams. Okay, next. If we are negative teams, do you agree with the topic? No, computer games are not bad for children's mind. Reason 1, playing multiplayer computer games with friends can improve teamwork. Reason 2, video games improve concentration. Reason 3, video games make learning English easier. We can example like that. Take example like that. Okay? And the creative and the critical discussion train part. Computer games are better for the children's mind. In this case, if you are voting teams, you can say like that. Opinion, yes. Computer games are bad for the children's mind. Reason, because the children who play computer games can become violent. For example, I have seen many children who learn foreign language, attack others, and their family while playing the computer games. And in the opposite teams, they attack like that. That's not true. According to a research, playing computer games help people to think logically. When people think logically, they should be able to control their behavior right there. Good example, okay? And after show them this good example, you give them the homework, this part. For the, then the next day, you can check it. Okay? Now, if you are negative team, you can say like that. No, computer games are not bad for the children's mind. Reason? Because multiplayer computer games with friends can improve teamwork. Support, for example, according to a survey by John Cooney, said the teachers found the students work harder, work together better after playing computer games, work together efficiently. What happened? The debater, in this case, the opposite party attack like that. That may be true. However, but children who play computer games are isolated and have a hard time interacting with others. That's true, I think. Okay, good example. At first, show them like that as an example to the students and give them this is the student's task. The next day you can check it. Okay? Now conclusion. Graduation, computer games are bad for the children's mind. If you are promoting team, you can make a conclusion like that. I strongly agree with the topic. Computer games are bad for the children's mind because children can become violent and isolated from family and friends. The game can teach wrong values. If you're negative teams, I strongly disagree with the topic. Computer games are bad for the children's mind because multiplayer games can improve teamwork. That's true. Concentration. Improve teamwork and concentration. The game helps to learn English easily without any difficulty. Do you understand it? Do you agree with it? Yeah. It's up to you if you agree or disagree. How do you think about that? Okay. I show you. This is a student's part. Next day, you can check it. This home. Then, lastly, if you hold the mock debate, computer games are bad for the children's mind. If we are holding teams, good morning. If we hold in the morning the computer debate competition, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to debate on the topic, computer games are bad for the children's mind. We strongly agree with the topic because we have three affirmative strong points for the topics. First, children can become violent. Second, they can be isolated from the family or friend. Finally, the game can teach wrong values like that. You can make a conclusion. And then next day, give the homework this part. So similarly, they can write an essay like that. Next. If you are negative teams, you can say like, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to discuss the topic. Computer games are bad for the children's mind. We strongly disagree with the topic because we have three strong negative points. First, the multi-computer games can improve teamwork. Second, improve concentration. And lastly, game helps to learn things easily. Okay, this is the conclusion. And then this part for the students' task. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know how much to understand. How much to understand, I don't know. I surely wish you can teach English debate in your class after delivering my lectures. This is a very great teaching method, I think. I've been developing and researching the last 15 years long. I developed 40 different kinds of textbooks I published. So I brought you some books to show you, okay? And if you want the books, I'll send you. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you. See you tomorrow.